Hi guys, Mark Crossfield here. We got Coach Lockey. Thanks, Coach. Got Quack Lockey with us, and we've also got Steven Buzza with the loveliest beard that YouTube has probably seen. You could almost have it. Could almost have its own channel, couldn't it?
Probably. I think it already has.
This is a golf video, by the way. We are helping this guy with his swing. He's got some issues, I think, with the way he uses the face, his control or lack of the face. Certainly on the backswing, which makes some funky things happen on the downswing. Let's see if we can help him. Can't stop looking at that beard. It is lovely. Let's get stuck in. Right, so here's the swing, guys. What are we seeing? What do you see in here? Speak to me.
Face issues.
So what would we say the face is doing?
Twisting.
Which way?
People would say open.
Correct. People would say that, Matthew.
They would. We don't say that. We twist.
So what Matthew is saying is he is saying that face is twisted that way, which people will call open. If it is open, the question I always would ask is what's it open to? And then they'd because the club face always opens, if you think about it, because if we establish this as square, so right angle to the target, this is a slightly different point, but if that is square, then as soon as that club now is open to that square, even if I twist it that way, which people would call close, it's still open to that square. If I have the face there, which people would call close, well, that face is still open to its original square. So it's always opening, and then hopefully on the downswing it's always closing, which is why I like to use the word twisted a bit more, because you're not really referencing it to anything if you just say open. So as he goes back, he is twisting the club a little bit around the axis of the shaft, so I would imagine he's doing that in his wrists and forearms a bit, wouldn't you? Yeah. Looks like his hands move out and he twists it back.
Yeah, I feel like it's in the forearms, because if you think you've got the two bones in your forearms, as soon as you twist it that way, you'll now realign them, so then they do tend to then go a bit flatter and a bit...
Which is where he's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's what makes me think it's probably forearm.
So for me, Matthew, if I was going to hit the ball when the club face had twisted this way, and I'll put that down at impact, what would you want me to do to hit the ball? What is he doing, it looks like, to try and hit the ball anywhere near target? Where's he moving the handle?
He's going this way.
Yeah, so Matt's saying he's moving the hand. I would agree, which would do what to loft?
Add it.
It's definitely going to add it, because he's twisted it around this axis to have the face lining up to target if he wanted to, or anywhere in relationship to a path. He's going to have to move the handle back to deal with that compromise, which is going to result in maybe blading irons. Often I see fat shots when people do that. Club gets down a bit early, and if they do it well, it tends to have a lot of height on it. So because the dynamic loft has been added, isn't it? For me, I would like to see him try and change his understanding of how he moves his wrists on the way back. Yeah. I would like him to feel maybe that as he turns the club back, he's moving it, twisting it down to the ground more. I would throw it on its head. I would like to try and push him the other way to see what control he has. And then when he gets to the top of the backswing, I'd almost want him to turn it to the sky and hit some shots. What about you, Steve? Would you do the same thing?
Yeah, very similar.
I'm just going to walk out a shot here because I want to get something that would help me do a drill that I do with people as well.
Yeah, I would be thinking forearms. I want no rotation at all.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yeah.
This is a position that you sometimes see people get wrong.
Yeah.
So again, it's maybe not the case that there's zero, but for this guy, the feeling.
Correct. Yeah.
Of absolutely none.
So you're almost pushing him the other way. That's what I would do.
And you'll see what it's done to the forearms. Like I'm expecting him now to get it a little higher. Absolutely, which hopefully will allow him to deliver dynamically. I mean, he looks quite coordinated to me. Yeah. I think often for people like this, if you fix a slight issue on the way back, they'll coordinate to a new impact position. So you're fixing impact by tackling something that goes on the way back. That's not always the case, because I often would work much more on the downswing, but for some people it does work that way, I would say. Definitely.
What about you, Matt? Similar ideas?
I just don't think he understands where his face is.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
You kind of said at the start, if you get someone to start with their club closed,
20 left, I do this a lot.
Pointing over there,
and
straight.
Yeah, ask him not to hit it left. Yeah, absolutely.
The opposite as well to what he's doing over here.
Yeah, and so what Matt's saying there, I agree. He's saying if you get someone to set up with the face 20 degrees close, say so extremely close, and then ask them not to hit the ball left, often their delivery will just they work it out. They hit a couple of left and then they work it out.
It will blow their head off a bit when you say hit it straight.
Correct.
When it's like that.
Yeah.
Because they never start with their face like that.
Yeah.
It's always straight.
And what I love about that, Joe, it's that kind of self-discovery for a student, which is priceless. If you can get a student to discover the answer themselves, it sticks with them. And that's not a golf thing, that's just a learning skill, full stop. If you can get someone to feel like they're discovering the answer, it's often they're the facts that they remember, rather than you've been in lectures and, you know, been at school where they're talking to you for an hour, you retain, I don't know what the data is, but it's like 20% of it. Where if you actually go out there and self-discover, trial and error, those kind of things, those things are what really stick, which that drill does for me. Another thing I would do, if I just do this one, if you take the club out, I don't need it, I would kind of go basket, maybe slightly here, feel like there's water in there, he's definitely just chucking the water that way. Maybe a couple of swings where he feels like he's just keeping the water in the basket, maybe chucking it over his head, and if he wants, he could feel like he's almost chucking it over his head to the right there to get the feeling of his hands moving completely differently. He's just chucking the water there and even over there, which, because often on the range those things are around. If I steal that club, no thanks, there, that gives them then the feeling of, all right, yeah, you're saying there, chuck it that way rather than just chuck it over that way. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope that helps. Post comments, love to hear. Thanks for sending a swing, thanks for buying the app. Let me know what you think, if you tried that drill or not, it worked for you, didn't, I'd love to hear, and we'll speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel, also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.